Greetings and salutations everyone, my name is Wiggy and feel free to follow me over on Twitter if you'd like to stay updated with everything I post. With that being said, let us get to the video. So, if you weren't aware, Ravenloft launched just this month for Neverwinter, giving me the perfect opportunity to come back and take a look at it, even if I hadn't necessarily made it to the point of being able to actually try out Ravenloft. Nevertheless, I was not discouraged, and I went back, started fresh, and had fun in Neverwinter. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to see how it was for a new player, whether or not it was worth getting into, as it is right now. So, without further ado, let us get into this. To start off, Neverwinter has a large selection of races to pick between, with a semi-detailed character customization. Nothing extreme, as your characters, while they can be edited a good deal, still remain quite similar to the preset you chose. That being said, it was also quite saddening that some of the races are locked behind money. But hey, it's Perfect World Entertainment / ARC games. What can you do? That being said, I still had a lot of fun tweaking my character. Just wish I had a little bit more control. Something that's always prevalent in these types of MMORPGs, typically Western ones, especially ones based from D&D, have an emphasis on the statistic aspect. So make sure you choose your stats wisely, because if you do make a mistake, you won't be able to reset it easy, as you will need Zen to purchase a reset token via the marketplace, which requires real money. Unless you are high enough level and receive the one-time free reset in-game. Why must everything have a paywall? The gameplay itself for Neverwinter is quite fun to partake in, however. From fighting with hybrid action combat to just roaming around the areas enjoying the very cinematic feel Neverwinter has. It was fantastic. There's lots of hidden items to be found in this game, like on the ceiling poles of this very house, that makes you perform a jumping puzzle. Unless you're lazy like me and don't feel like jumping around like a crazy person and just find the mechanism and walk over to it like a goddamn badass. My boyfriend thinks that's cheating, but he's a nublet. Lazy way all the way. Neverwinter's graphics, while not necessarily the most beautiful I've ever seen, is still quite good. But the characters at times don't always look as good as the scenery. Like my character's neck. I mean, how did that even happen? I have a giraffe neck. It's not fair. I swear I didn't do that in the character creation. This is why I can't have nice things. But if somewhat unique characters gets you down in a slump, there's always Barrel. It's always there to make you feel better. You can take it on adventures with you, kick it around, talk to it, hug it. You can even get Chair or Pot to join your adventure because your normal party member, Eve, keeps dying to slug monsters until it eventually abandons you into the empty abyss of nothingness. Goodbye, Barrel. I'll miss you. Anyway, Neverwinter is definitely a game that encourages exploration in its detailed instance maps, as you'll find class-specific loot that can be opened by you, like a thief opening a hidden chest, traps, or other same such items. Or me picking up mushrooms, because archers are one with nature. Point is, there's something for each class to find, which is nice. But if finding random loot isn't interesting, then you can go straight ahead into the fires of combat. Which, by the way, fire hurts you. Tested it, not a fan. Don't try it at home, kiddies. Fighting in Neverwinter is quite exhilarating, as the monsters can deal a good amount of damage in a very short amount of time, especially when they hoard you. So it will definitely keep you on your toes. But being mindful of your health helps too, as there is no natural health regen other than potions. And if you suffer an area-specific injury, that can significantly reduce your proficiency in battle depending on where the injury is. The severity of said injuries is dependent on whether or not it's a minor injury or a major injury. These injuries can only be healed at campfires by remaining at said campfire for a certain amount of time. Going to those campfires also heals your health pool. So it's quite an interesting feature, if I do say so myself. It really reminded me of Fallout with the limb injuries and how it affects your accuracy if your arm is injured. But for Neverwinter's case, if you get injured in your arms, it's a damage loss. Now, something that I've noticed a lot of people mention is that, first of all, they mention that it's pay to win. Second, that it's not populated anymore. Most of the content is accessible via the game through a lot of hard work. And that's going from statements from older players and newer players alike. Then of course there's the population question. And from what I could tell, there were still new players being made, characters filling the streets, players taking the same quests early on. It really doesn't seem so bad to me. Then I went ahead and looked at the Steam statistics itself, and they seem relatively stable. Not taking into consideration the people who play directly from the launcher itself, or the ARC launcher. All in all, it seems like Neverwinter is still a good game to invest time into. It just has some issues regarding pay to win. Generally, I feel like it's down to personal preference whether or not you've got the time to work hard and achieve things. I still had a lot of fun playing it with my boyfriend, and I think it is still worth playing if you enjoy a new spin on an older styled game and aren't afraid to deal with some hard grinds at times. I would recommend this game more had it been done by an actual decent company and not Perfect World Entertainment, as they tend to make pay-to-win games in general. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.